I think this is a good day to have notes because we would just be all over the place.
Oh yeah, I would be. I mean, I've been fired up all day about it, so this ain't helping any. What's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is John, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode 117. John, what's up, man?
What's good?
You think?
I hope so.
I hope it's good. Like, I really hope it's good.
At this point, we're gonna be on like episode 120 before we even get one.
Before we even put out episode 117. I feel like we're on episode 130 at this point. Because you got to count last week, all the failed attempts at recording last week.
Oh, man.
We're having camera issues, apparently. So our camera has just decided...
It's done.
Yeah, it don't work no more. I don't know what... It worked after the Clash, it worked, and now it don't. So we're attempting to record this one using my cell phone camera, which, believe it or not, is much better quality. And... the audio is still the same, so that works great.
We just need the cell phone to stay connected.
Yeah, that was our issue.
That's what we're hoping for.
The first try, that was the issue. We got like 5 minutes in and boop. So before we jump into the show, I want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor. This show would not be possible without her, but that's Designs by Sydney. Sydney is a master of graphic design, creating everything by hand with a personal touch. She has you covered if you're looking for unique NASCAR driver stickers celebrating each week's winner. But that's not all. She also offers custom logos, letterheads, t-shirts, and a whole range of custom stickers. Do you need to revamp your business's branding or boost your social media with eye-catching graphics? Then Sydney's the artist for you. Check out Designs by Sydney today for all your design needs, where creativity meets craftsmanship. And for the month of February, use code CAR0225 at checkout and get free shipping on your order. Now let's get back to the show.
All right.
That's twice today. It went pretty smooth.
Yeah. So maybe you will be able to say it without the clipboard if we keep having to do all these retakes.
I might know it by the end of the day. I also want to give a shout out to Lynn, Mama Lynn. Thank you for watching each week. We greatly appreciate it. That's Sydney's mama.
Oh, really?
And she actually watches a lot of weeks. She watches this episode before Sydney does.
Oh, wow.
So
it's a diehard.
Thank you for watching. We love you and we greatly appreciate it. So
diehard fan.
Before we jump into the Jeff Gluck poll, let's talk about Sydney's best race of the weekend poll. Sydney puts out this poll every week. I retweet it. You can find it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it nowadays. I think I'm going to just start calling it X. It's just a habit when I call it Twitter, but Sydney also puts it on her other platforms as well. So this week, 18% voted for the trucks, 27% of you voted for the Xfinity Series, and 55% voted for the Cup Series.
You know what? I think, now here's my theory. So I think the trucks and the Cup race were the two best races of the weekend, right?
Agreed.
You agree with that?
I agree.
But the Xfinity Series has CW.
Yeah, I know. So that's hard because the Xfinity race in person was kind of bleh. I mean,
but we've also seen Austin Hill win every year at Atlanta.
Well, that and it just, I felt like nobody tried to pass him all day.
No, they did.
Even Justin Allgaier didn't even block him.
I know, which I was kind of shocked about. Even Austin was shocked about it.
Do you think Richard Childress has the same pull over the Xfinity Series as Rick does over the Cup Series?
Now, here's a theory for you. It was the Bennett 250. Austin Hill was in the Bennett's car.
Well, it's always the Bennett 250 at Atlanta.
And who always wins at Atlanta?
I know. It's annoying. Like, I don't personally like RCR.
I don't understand why Allgaier didn't block him.
I don't either. So I'm not a huge Austin Hill fan. I wouldn't ever mess with him because he's one of them West Georgia boys. And just ask Myatt what happens.
Yeah,
he'll take you out.
Whew.
So I like you, Austin. Please don't punch me in the face.
We don't mind seeing you win, actually.
Yeah. But it's just like the Jimmy Johnson effect. He wins 7 championships and everybody hates him, and then he stops winning and everybody loves him. Yeah. Nobody likes to see the same driver win over and over and over, except that driver's fans.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I was trying to reason with it. So if Allgaier goes up and blocks him, I'm guessing he's thinking Austin just goes around him, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen anyway. But I still don't know why you don't go for the block.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't go for the block either.
If Austin just goes around you like you think he's going to do, don't you have the momentum from his line to push you?
Yeah. I don't get it. I think Allgaier would have won that race if he would have blocked Austin Hill. My opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not a driver. But, as a fan watching the Xfinity race, especially coming off such a phenomenal truck race.
Oh, that truck race was so much fun.
Kyle Busch put on a masterclass clinic all day.
Oh, it was so enjoyable. Well, the first stage, he never even led a lap.
No, but when he took control, it was over.
Oh, it was.
I loved watching him play with the other little guys out there too. They would slide by him, and Kyle would just wave.
You'd pass him half a lap later.
Yeah, he just was like, "I got you the next corner," and by himself, didn't have any drafting help, just around him, right in front of him.
It was so good, and I think that Kyle being in that field elevated everyone else.
Oh, absolutely, it always does. Kyle is a good thing for this sport. For the trucks, I was not a Kyle Busch fan because of him wrecking Dale Jr. at Richmond.
Yeah.
But we used to go to Bristol or wherever we would go, and you would watch Kyle Busch go out there win the trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup. He would sweep the whole weekend. Now those days are over because of NASCAR and their stupid rules, but I loved watching Kyle Busch sweep a weekend. You saw the talent was on display.
How good he was.
Just like Austin Hill. Austin Hill's got it figured out. He's went around and threatened to beat everybody in the Xfinity field. If you pass me at Atlanta, I will beat you up. This is my sponsor's race. I'm going to win. And they're like, yes, sir, Austin. Please don't hit me. And he's like, thank you. So he's got the Xfinity Series whoop now. But it used to be Kyle. Yeah. And he didn't have to threaten to beat him up to win. He was just that good.
He actually could drive past him. He just beat him.
He just go out and put a clinic on just like he did Saturday. So phenomenal race. Actually, we had a really good time at the racetrack Saturday.
Yep.
Had a good time at the racetrack all weekend, to be honest with you. I didn't have to listen to the broadcast, the Truck Series broadcast, which this might be the only time I vote for the truck race to be the best race of the weekend.
Yeah, unless it's really good in June.
There's no such thing as a truck race good on TV.
No,
you're saying when we
go back to Atlanta.
But it's no truck race. It's just Xfinity.
Oh, it's not? Oh, man.
I was hoping it was a doubleheader again, too. But
Yeah, this will be the only truck race we enjoy all year, all season.
Unless we slip off to another one somewhere.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know what we're going to do. So, Jeff Gluck poll. I'm going to be honest. I voted yes, and I voted no for you.
Thank you.
I was going to vote yes and no regardless. So, I figured the race was great. It was a phenomenal race from start to the last lap. Phenomenal. You couldn't ask. Atlanta is by far the best track on the circuit.
It is our most exciting track.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And 10 years ago, you could not say that about Atlanta.
Absolutely not. We leave Atlanta races early.
So 81% of you said yes, it was a good race. So you voted on the race, 399.5 miles of it.
Yep.
And 19% voted on 0.5 miles of it.
Those are your Ross fans, your Blaney fans, your Busch fans.
I mean, when we left Atlanta Sunday, we were both a no.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was furious. I could not believe the inconsistency crap was back.
I know.
Here we go again. NASCAR getting in their own way. You can't have big name stars in this sport because NASCAR wants to be the star so bad.
They want that headline to say NASCAR.
Yeah, it's every weekend. I mean, Jeff and them were talking about on the teardown. we've had an officiating issue since October.
Yeah.
Every weekend we lead the race and we're talking about whether it's a NASCAR rule, a format that NASCAR put into play, or a late caution call or whatever. We've been talking about something like that since October, since Homestead of last year. Like, I don't know. Actually, I do get it. I get it. I really do. NASCAR is full of rich people who think they're right 900% of the time. I'm telling you, I've worked in corporate America my whole life. I've dealt with these kind of CEOs at a previous company, and they're right, you're wrong. You can show them facts, you can show them stats, you can show them proof. It don't matter. They're right, you're wrong. They're only right because they got more money, and and that's how it works in their head.
Okay, so do you think if they would have called the caution at Daytona and the Xfinity race, there wouldn't have been as much of an outrage?
I do, because the consistency's there.
Yeah, at least they're calling these cautions.
I don't disagree. It should have been a caution.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with it. But here's my thing. Well, it's not really, but at Daytona, they don't call the caution, and it doesn't really affect that at the end of the race. Like, if they would have called a caution, Byron was going to win that race anyway.
Correct.
Then you come to this week, they do this. The same kind of thing happens, and it did affect the end of the race.
I still think Seabell probably would have won it. I don't know that those first three drivers ever let up.
I don't think they did either.
So,
me personally,
Christopher Bell would have probably still won it.
But at least we would have got to see it.
I think congrats to Christopher Bell. I'm not taking anything away from him. He showed up at the right moment, got lucky, and won. All these drafting tracks, it's just luck. I think it takes 25% talent, 75% luck to win at a drafting track. Atlanta, Talladega, and Daytona. Although I think Atlanta puts on the best show when it comes to drafting tracks. Although if I have to hear one more media person call Atlanta a super speedway,
my gosh,
I'm going to lose it.
We are not a super speedway, guys.
Speedway is 2 miles or bigger.
Yeah, we have. I mean, we've been going to Atlanta for years.
It's called Atlanta Motor Speedway, not Atlanta Super Speedway.
Look, when Atlanta was the most boring race on the schedule besides Phoenix, no one called it a super speedway.
The only way to make Atlanta a super speedway is to make it bigger.
Exactly. We're 1.5 miles.
So just call it a drafting track. I'm okay. I understand.
It's super speedway-esque racing.
This might piss some people off, but I think the reason we're calling Atlanta a super speedway is because Mike Joy is too old to remember too much different styles of tracks. So they're like, we got super speedways, Mike, and then we have racetracks. Can you handle that, Mike Joy? Have you ever noticed he talks to himself the whole time?
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
Clint and Kevin are bickering back and forth, and you look at Mike Joy over there.
Oh, man, I can't.
Like, say something, Mike. Your mouth's moving 100 miles an hour, but no words are coming out.
Yeah, but we are not a super speedway.
No.
We are 1.5 miles, but yes, we are now a drafting style track.
Drove me crazy listening to that all weekend. Like, super speedway racing? No.
We've been to super speedways.
Talladega, Daytona. All we did was change the banking at Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean,
that don't make it a super speedway. Now it's a drafting track, and I will say this: the more that track wears out, the better it gets.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's only going to keep getting better. So Texas, take note. Your race sucks. This could help a lot if you're interested in putting on a good show.
Phoenix, maybe. I don't know. We just need to burn Phoenix.
81 yes, 19 no. Not surprised.
I'm not either.
I thought it would. If I bet you this. I bet you good money. If that race finished under green,
that's like 90. It's in the 90%.
90s, yeah.
If
like last year.
Yeah, if it finished green with another 3 wide, that's 90s. Yeah. Easy.
Because like I said, I got 2 accounts. I voted yes on one, no on the other, because I was in the middle. I was indifferent. I hated the finish. And I don't know who I'm mad at. I don't know if I'm mad at NASCAR. I don't know if I'm mad at the drivers. I don't know if I'm mad at the teams. I don't know if I'm mad at the car. I don't know if I'm mad at the tracks. But somebody has made me mad here. I blame somebody on all this crap. It's somebody's fault. So we'll get back into that here in a little while, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like to I don't like to rant, but it just kind of happens.
Yeah, I think this is a good day to have notes because we would just be all over the place.
Oh yeah, I would be. I mean, I've been fired up all day about it, so this ain't helping any. Recording a podcast does not help your stress level when you're already stressed about NASCAR.
Yeah,
it just all comes bubbling out. Just ask Jeff.
That's what the show's for.
Did you listen to the teardown?
No, I didn't.
Don't. It's not bad. Jeff does a great job, but I'm so tired of Jordan. Like, God. He is the most egotistical podcaster out there.
I literally turned it off last week.
Narcissist is what I call him. I don't even know what that means.
No, last week I turned off the teardown because of Jordan.
Well, like, Jeff's talking about something. He's like, you remember that time when he said, like, a monkey in a football, you know? And Jordan's like, oh, why don't you say it, Jeff? Jeff's like, no, it's a family show. They go on for 5 minutes. Jordan's like, why don't you say it, Jeff? What was the monkey in the football doing? I'm like, it's a family show. He's done said that 3 times. Like, Jeff, stop. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look for Jordan. So, but whatever. That's Jordan. You know, just ask him. He'll tell you he's the greatest in the world.
Oh, man.
He doesn't need to be made better. He's already better.
Jordan, he's better than all of our great drivers.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really have any great drivers.
Just ask Jordan.
Yeah, I mean,
Richard Petty was,
yeah, he was
fair in the middle.
Yeah, he was on the lower side.
Dale Earnhardt was pretty good. I'll give him that. But, Richard Petty.
Tony Stewart.
Yeah, he ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon, 4 championships.
Yeah.
We don't need all that crap. He sucked.
Jimmy Johnson, he's the only one.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt. They're the only 2 good drivers in the world, according to Jordan Bianchi.
Oh man, that's what made me turn. When he said Richard Petty, wasn't it? I was like, okay, I'm done.
I could. How do you take somebody seriously that doesn't think Richard Petty was one of the greatest drivers of all time?
Yeah,
you can't.
7 championships, 200 wins, dominated for years.
But this comes from a guy who don't celebrate Christmas, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
The guy needs some cheer in his life. All right. Carson Hocevar. I want to start with him.
Oh, great.
I figured that would be a good one to start with.
Great. That is good.
So, Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Good job, Carson.
Good job, Carson. Great job. The only people mad at Carson Hocevar are the fans of the drivers he drives aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, Carson Hocevar fans love it. Dale Earnhardt fans loved it. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I think it's very ironic that Kyle Busch fans are mad at Carson Hocevar for driving aggressively.
Yeah, who you're talking about? Kyle Busch. Like, his career was built on driving aggressively.
I'm sorry. Can you remind me of Kyle Busch's nickname?
Who, Rowdy?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then you had Ross Chastain get mad at Carson
for leaving him.
Yeah. But Ross getting mad at anybody stupid. Like, Ross drove Ross was just as aggressive as Carson Hocevar before our Lord and Savior Rick Hendrick told him to stop.
Yeah. He's like, now Ross, I'm going to take away all your Chevy sponsorships.
Carson, whatever you do, don't go talk to Rick.
If Rick ever comes,
run.
Yeah, just
don't even answer his phone call. Unless he sends you a text and says, I have an open ride for you, I would just ignore his calls.
Yeah.
Because he had a conversation with Ross, and Ross sucks now.
Yeah.
He hasn't won a race since that conversation.
Well, he won. He won once last year.
Did he?
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Oh, well, he wasn't in the playoffs.
No.
He didn't win. He wasn't a champion. Rick slowed him down.
Yep.
He's too scared.
But no, I love watching Carson.
I didn't have a problem with what he did with Ross Chastain. I didn't have a problem with what he did with Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney, I don't have a problem with it per se. Like, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was
intentional, but it was his fault.
Oh yeah, 100% it was his fault. But I think it's just he's still a rookie in a sense. This is year 2.
Yeah,
he's gonna make mistakes, but he finished second. Like,
right, like how can you really blame the guy?
These other guys crying and wanting to go have a powwow with him in the middle of the infield so the TV cameras can't hear you. They didn't finish second.
Right. Well, I heard on Denny's show that not Ross, Carson was a little bit more put together on his TV interview.
Oh, he was.
But
because then he's like, I'm not here to be friends with these people and start a boy band. That's what he said on the radio.
Oh, man, I wish he would have said that on TV. Like, I know why he doesn't, because, they're all media trained these days, and you got to have a good personality for TV.
No, you don't. Carson, no, you don't.
Could you imagine if, they...
Own it.
Right, like, I don't know, whoever was interviewing him, and Carson just goes, I ain't trying to start a boy band with these guys. I'm trying to win a race. Like, they can go cry about it. I finished second.
What did Ross say to you? That I beat him? What did Kyle say to you? He's jealous. What did Blaney say to you? I finished ahead of him. Like, Ross Chastain had the opportunity to own the bad boy image, and he would have skyrocketed. I guarantee it.
I know.
His popularity would have went through the roof.
Especially with the Hell Melon move.
Yeah.
He would have been like this.
He has no personality whatsoever. Like,
no.
He actually sucks with TV interviews.
Yeah.
But he had the opportunity to become the bad boy in NASCAR, and he gave it up.
Yeah.
Carson has the opportunity to now become the bad boy in NASCAR, and I hope he embraces it.
Me too.
If Carson Hocevar embraces how he drives, he's got a fan in me.
Yeah. And I
found myself pulling for him Sunday.
I did too. I was like, when Carson shot it through one, I'm like, let's go. Let's do this.
Let's win this thing.
Yeah.
I really was pulling for him to win at the line.
That would have been amazing.
Like, yeah, it would have been phenomenal.
Could you imagine that? He drove this aggressive style race and won it.
And then you would have Ross and Blaney and Kyle having a talk with him, in victory lane. Like,
how dare you?
How dare you do that to me, Carson? Like,
sorry,
the
guys.
only person who had a valid point was Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
Right?
And even if you go and watch it back, it looks like Carson thought about going around him and just didn't make it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I put that whole accident on Hocevar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I think he would own that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Carson Hocevar, I hated, and I mean hated, to hear him go on national TV and apologize to Rick Hendrick for pushing Christopher Bell and trying to go for the win. This guy is in his second season of NASCAR with 0 cup wins. He is going to win the race. That is his only job.
Yeah.
He was hired by Spire Motorsports to win the race, not to push Chevrolet, not to push Rick Hendrick drivers, to win.
Yeah.
And he gets out and apologizes. I'm so sorry,
Sorry,
Rick.
Mr. Rick. Mr. Rick, please.
I mean,
don't hurt me.
I love HMS. I've always been a fan of HMS. But this stuff right here bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not a good look. It's not a good look on Hocevar. It's not a good look for Chevrolet. It's a horrible look for HMS and Rick, especially Rick. And it's a bad look for Carson.
Yeah. Honestly, like I even said this after the race. I was like, it kind of seemed like he didn't mean it to me.
Oh, when he said that to Rick?
Yeah. Like,
no, I don't think he meant it. Carson said he's apologized to a lot of people, and he ain't changed.
Yeah, like I don't feel like he meant it at all. I think he just said that to get Rick off his back.
Probably. I hope that's all it is, but it's still a bad look.
Oh, it's definitely a bad look.
Like, I don't want to see that.
But I don't think he actually meant it.
No, he pushed Christopher Bell like he did so he could slide down in between them and make it 3 wide.
Oh, yeah.
He was going for the win. Y'all get over it. Stop being mad at the guy.
Right. I mean,
don't be jealous. Like, that's all it is jealousy. Like, Kyle's jealous because he's half his age. Kyle, dude, we're getting old, man. It is what it is. Look at all this gray hair. It happens, brother. You ain't got no hair. You need a Joey Logano club because you're losing your hair.
Kyle just... He needs a better car.
He needs to win. I think Kyle Busch, his contract's up this year.
Yeah.
Let's go drive for Trackhouse or Spire. Why not?
I mean, he won in the Spire truck.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Spire's got to speed. I mean, Priest still drives Spire, right?
No, Priest is at RFK now. But Hocevar Spire.
Who else is at Spire?
Haley.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and MC Duwell.
Get Haley out the car.
Yeah, what's he doing lately?
Why? Yeah, for real. Get
everybody. Rick Hendrick is all high and mighty on Justin Haley, so that's why Spire dumped Corey LaJoie and took Haley over LaJoie. Yeah, in my opinion, I might be wrong, but I'm just a fan with an opinion.
I don't understand the whole Justin Haley thing. He hasn't done crap. You got Carson Hocevar.
He won a rain shortened race one time.
Oh, that is true. But you got Carson Hocevar out here finishing second. MC Duell, he was running good. I think he got wrecked though.
I give MC Duell a lot of credit because McDowell had power steering at the beginning, power steering issues, had to go to the garage, 6 laps down, tied Jamie McMurray for the most free passes in one race with 6.
He was trying, man.
I mean, where'd he finish at?
I got no idea.
I got the finishing order right here. I thought we might need it. I felt like it was 13th. How you go from 6 laps down to finishing 13th? Like, that's saying something, dude.
Yeah, but so you got MC Duell out here getting good finishes. Hocevar's race winning contention, and then you got Justin Haley. Where'd Justin Haley finish?
24th.
24th.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We can put someone better in that car.
You would have done better with LaJoy in that car.
Yeah.
Where'd he finish at?
LaJoy got
wrecked.
Yeah, he got wrecked.
He got caught up in that Chase Elliott wreck when Ricky Stenhouse caused it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ricky, he loves causing wrecks.
Man.
So. No, I hated seeing Carson apologize. We're going to talk about Ricky Stenhouse. That's next.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Yeah, Ricky Stenhouse. What'd you think?
It's his fault.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason he's called Ricky Spinhouse.
He bounced off of Briscoe, got up into Chase Elliott. He bent a tow rod or toe link or whatever they call that thing, and took out Brad Keselowski. Man. Ricky Stenhouse can't help himself. Like
every week he's involved in something.
Y'all want to give Carson Hocevar a problem. He's a rookie making rookie mistakes. Ricky Stenhouse is old dude at this point. He's a veteran still making rookie mistakes. Like, that's a bigger issue to me than what Carson Hocevar did.
Because let's be honest, like Ricky, right? You're right. He's a veteran. We're not talking about Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, MC Duell. We're not talking about them doing all this kind of crap.
No, we're talking about...
I mean, MC Duell, he does throw some crazy blocks on those super speedways, but...
Yeah, but that was when he was driving for Front Row, so maybe now that he's at Spire, he's got Rick over him now. You know, he can't make Rick mad now.
That's right.
Now that he's driving for the Chevrolet Mafia. This is going to end... I mean, Rick Hendrick's going to turn me against Chevrolet.
I know. It's going to be
Between their crappy transmissions and Rick Hendrick, man, I'm going to start pulling for Toyota. Too bad Honda's not out there. I love a Honda Accord.
Hey, Corey Haim's going to be racing for 2311.
Yeah, that's pretty good news.
That is awesome.
I know Joe Gibbs don't like him because him and Ty don't get along.
Who cares about Ty?
Well, his granddaddy.
I mean, I know, but...
I love how these grandfathers pick up their grandkids and it just helps sink their company.
Like, you got...
RCR is nothing with Austin Dillon.
You got Ty Gibbs, you got Austin Dillon. Both are only in cars because of their grandfathers. And guess what? They both suck.
I think Ty Gibbs actually has some talent. I just don't think he can... Ty Gibbs has been coddled and babied his whole life.
He looks like it.
Just like Austin Dillon. They get what they want. Pop takes care of them. Grandpappy loves them. Whatever. They get anything they want. They've never probably had a whipping or been put in time out or been punished. And this is what happens. Like, Ty gets so mad, he goes airborne at the Clash because he can't control his anger.
Could you imagine Kyle Busch in the number 3?
I'd be all for it.
That would be so cool.
I would support it, but I don't think Kyle stays. If Kyle doesn't win multiple races this year, he leaves RCR, in my opinion.
Well, they haven't done nothing for him.
No.
Like, Kyle Busch is one of the greatest of our sport.
Of all time.
I mean,
he is a Hall of Famer.
Easy.
4 times over.
I mean, easy. He's got over 100 wins in Xfinity, 60-plus wins in the trucks, and, like, I don't know how many wins he has in Cup.
More than a few handfuls.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the
I've seen him win more than anybody else in person.
I mean, he is one of our greats, and RCR is treating him like crap.
That's a fact. Daniel Suarez.
Oh, man, that was a great caution.
He ran out of talent.
Man, that was a really good caution. It took out several guys.
Like, Daniel Suarez, there is a gap, but there is a car in that gap. And then Daniel Suarez just... Hey, amigo! Wee!
Well, I mean, you remember...
And just goes spinning.
Remember, was it Talladega or Daytona last year? Where he tries to pull back in line when he's going 30 miles an hour slower.
The dude is... I've given y'all my opinion on Daniel Suarez. I don't want his wife to beat me up or nothing, but...
You know who else?
I don't like him.
You know who else was taken out in that Daniel Suarez crash?
Cole Custer.
Cole Custer.
That dude is... So, how many DNFs do you think he has this season?
36.
No, I think Cody Ware is going to. Okay, that's a good one. Who wrecks more this season? Cole Custer or Cody Ware?
Aren't they tied right now?
Cody Ware. Yeah, I think they're tied right now.
Okay, they're tied. I'll go with Cole.
I think Cole will wreck more than we're gonna follow this up at the end of the season.
We
remember.
Yeah, we need to get like a note card and just write down every week. All right,
Brandon, if you're paying attention, we're gonna need you to track who wrecks more, Cole Custer or Corey LaJoy.
Cody Ware.
Not Cody. Cody Ware, not Corey LaJoy. But we need you to keep up with it for us. I mean, you're my stats guy. You're the one. You're probably texting me right now.
I hope Cole Custer wrecks 36 races. I hope he wrecks every one.
That would be a feat. I mean, that's
like
that
Danica
probably
Patrick.
That probably gets
level.
you on stage at the awards banquet. So,
oh man,
Briscoe had some trouble yesterday.
Yeah,
I think Briscoe needs a hug.
He does. Someone needs to tell him it's okay.
He just needs to calm down. But look, man, Joe Gibbs is not going out of business at the end of the year. You're not having to prove yourself. Go out. I think Briscoe is very talented. I actually really like Chase Briscoe.
I think this problem this week was that big penalty.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's trying too hard now.
Yeah,
he tried to fill a gap that wasn't there.
Yeah, just calm down, relax. You're a road racer and a short track guy. You can win a race this season. And
you win a bunch of races
and put yourself in the playoffs. You're gonna be fine.
I think he needs a hug.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that's what Chase Briscoe needs is a hug. So I don't know who's a hugger. Cindric maybe. Maybe you gotta keep it in the Joe Gibbs family. So Denny, I don't see Denny as a hugger, but maybe
no, Denny's a fighter.
I know he says that, but Denny, just go give Chase a hug. Be like, come here, buddy. It's okay. I got you.
Maybe Cindric would be a good guy to get a hug from. He's lanky.
He'd probably give a good hug.
He got long arms.
I don't know who gives good hugs, but
who do you think's the best hugger in NASCAR?
Probably Ricky. You're gonna wreck that many people. You better be a good hugger.
He practices.
I don't know. I've never thought about it, to be honest with you. I just feel like somebody needs to give Briscoe a hug. Maybe he needs to go to an autograph session with his fans, and instead of autographs, he just gets hugs from all his fans.
It's like hug night.
He needs some love, man. He needs to take a deep breath, calm down, reset, and give it a shot again.
Yeah,
because I think he's got the talent. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah,
he's a very talented driver. So calm down. Maybe go out COTA and win. I'm gonna pick him for COTA. How about that? I don't know if that instills some confidence in you, but Briscoe, you're my pick for COTA. Don't let me down, please. I need you to do well. You're in my fantasy league.
Yeah, right.
I took you over Chastain.
I think SVG is gonna win COTA.
Yeah, or Zilich.
He's good. He's a good road racer too.
Very good. Kyle Larson puts Austin Cindric in the wall. 3 laps to go. Do you have a problem with that?
No. Well, okay. Kyle's fault? Absolutely. Do I have a problem with it? Not really.
It's no different than what they do in dirt track racing.
Yeah,
They run them high.
I think Kyle was absolutely committed, and Kyle was either you're lifting or you're going in the wall.
I think you're right. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Cindric went into the wall.
Yep.
I think that Kyle was trying to win. I mean, he's never even finished one of these races at Atlanta, so he went for it. And he gave Austin Cindric a choice. Let off or hit the wall.
And Austin decided to hit the wall. And I mean, I get Austin's frustration as well. Like,
he's led like 700 laps in the last 2 weeks and hasn't finished a race.
I know. And, you got ran up the wall. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. But you should have lifted.
Yeah, you had a choice. You didn't have to run into the wall. You drove into the wall. You didn't hit Kyle, then hit the wall. You hit the wall, then hit Kyle.
Yeah.
And Kyle got away and you didn't. So maybe next time lift.
I mean,
but 3 laps to go. I mean,
right? Like they're gonna run you up the wall at that point, right? Like
you have to. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, I say that, but to an extent, like we need to rein this in a little bit. Do what you got to do. You can't win the race in turn 3 on the last lap
from 24th.
Yeah, 25th, 24th, whatever. 36th.
Yeah.
But these idiots drive like you can. So I got no problem with what Larson did there. I hate it for Cindric because Cindric drove a phenomenal race up until that point. But I got no problem with what Larson did.
Yeah.
We both agree caution should have come out.
Yeah.
That's the next topic here.
Yeah. We've already talked about that, but yeah,
so
caution comes out there.
A lot of people are complaining because we didn't get a caution at Daytona. We didn't get one in the Xfinity race, but we got one at Atlanta. And then they're complaining about the Blaney caution.
Which I wasn't even sure why they were complaining about the Blaney caution until you explained it to me.
So Blaney is sideways, and the caution comes out. He's still sideways, and then he spins.
He wasn't even sideways.
No, he's just sliding. I mean,
yeah, he's sliding, trying to keep his car straight, and then he goes sideways. But the caution came out as soon as he went down the track.
Yeah. Now he could have still saved that. He didn't. Yeah. He spun out because he wanted a caution, I'm sure. So he knows how to manipulate it and spin out. But my problem, and I don't really have a problem with it, honestly. But the issue is, from the time of the wreck on the last lap to the time they caused the caution was 6 seconds. They didn't even give Blaney a chance to wreck all the way before they threw the caution.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with NASCAR's inconsistency race to race in the same weekend or week to week.
Why are we calling that Blaney caution as soon as he goes down the track? And
not Josh Berry?
And not Josh Berry and whoever else was involved
when
in that.
Denny hit Josh Berry goes into the wall and comes back down, the caution should have come out. But instead, we wait till the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Denny hit Berry coming, I would say, like a quarter of the way into the back straightaway.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Me neither.
I was watching the lead.
Yeah. I was watching Carson, Kyle, and Bell.
Yeah. So I'm watching that, and all of a sudden a caution comes out. I'm like, oh, my God, what happened?
Yeah. It happened back in turn 2.
When that caution came out, you could hear an audible gasp at Atlanta Motor Speedway. People were like, what? What's going on? I mean,
actually, here's what happened. Everyone's like cheering, getting ready for this 3-wide finish.
Oh, yeah.
Carson splits them 3 wide.
Adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, everyone's standing up. Everyone's going crazy. And then that caution comes out, and then the audible level just goes up.
Yeah, I mean, you get the excitement was deflated. It's like if you took an air mattress and just sliced it open.
Well, it's almost no. Honestly, I think the excitement was replaced with outrage.
Exactly. I mean, I was mad.
I was too.
I was furious. I'm like, I can't believe NASCAR got in the way again. But that was in the moment. I was mad in the moment. Then I went back. I watched the replay. I'm like, you know what? Good call. Caution needed to come out there.
Even Denny said it. On Denny's podcast, he said there were only about 36 people at Atlanta that wanted that caution to be called, and they were all sitting in the car.
I agree with him. I don't disagree with the call. This ain't Jeff Gluck's fault, contrary to what people on X think. And the only reason I say it's not Jeff Gluck went on a rant about Saturday. They should have threw the caution, blah, 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 blah. Ran it all about it on X for 3 hours probably. Whatever. He was at home, had nothing else to do. Everybody Sunday got mad. This is the media's fault. This is Jeff Gluck's fault. Like, people were blowing Jeff Gluck up.
Oh,
like,
man.
You idiot. You caused this. No, he didn't. NASCAR has historically never listened to fans, drivers, or the media.
So why do we think they're doing it now?
Yeah, they don't know who Jeff Gluck is. I guarantee you they're like, Gluck who? Oh, the guy with the little pole. It doesn't matter. We don't care.
How much money does he have?
Yeah, he doesn't have billions like we do.
Yeah.
They're probably getting, NASCAR probably gets money from USAID for all we know. It's probably part of the fraud scam.
Oh, man.
So how do we fix this issue?
Well,
I told you what I think we should do.
So there's your idea. Your idea is?
My idea is you keep re-racking them and keep trying again. This is it. If there's a caution that comes out before the start-finish line, you line them back up, you try again. If it happens again, you line them back up, you try again. I don't care if we get down to 2 cars left, because you know what's going to happen eventually. The team owners are going to get tired of replacing cars. The drivers are going to get tired of wrecking. Eventually, Rick Hendrick, the leader of the mafia at Chevrolet, is going to be like, guys, you're in 23rd. You can't win on the last lap. Like, back in the day, I mean, let's go back 15, 20 years ago. If you were running, let's say 19th on the last lap, you didn't in your mind think, you know what? I can probably finish in the top 10 if I drive crazy. No, you finished 19th. And you were okay with that because that's where you'd run at all day. You had all day to advance your position, but you didn't. You didn't want to be the storyline. The guy running 19th didn't want to bring out a caution and take away from the race for the lead.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be the storyline.
The thing is, we used to finish under green
all the time. Yeah. So I think you just keep trying again. Never finish under caution. Only finish under green.
Yeah. The yellow flag should never be the final flag.
I agree. So what do you think? What's your thought? You agree?
See, to an extent, I agree. I'm thinking about it here because I'm maybe in the more towards the side of, like what I call it.
I don't know.
I don't know, but you call the caution for everyone. Like,
oh, you wanted localized
local?
Cautions.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
Localized caution, where if you're wreck back, you're frozen. Your spot on the grid is frozen when the caution comes out, and you let like the first 4 drivers race it out or whatever. But I mean, maybe you could do that on super speedways, 1.5 miles. I don't think you can do that short. You can't do that at short tracks.
No, it'd be hard. It'd be hard on super speedways and 1.5 miles too, I think, to do a localized caution. But I see what you're saying. I think it would be beneficial. It's better than what we got.
Yeah, I think if they could make it work, it would be best case. It would be the best option.
I think we used to have unlimited green, white checkers, and it got to the point where like, all right, we're going to only do 3. We used to have this stupid imaginary line on the back straightaway. If they went past that, the race was over. I mean, I'm here. I say re-rack them every time. That's the easiest.
I was about to say, I think yours is like the most clear cut, easy. Just keep going till you can't go no more.
But what I don't understand is what happened to these drivers. Their mentality, like they used to be. I mean, I'm not gonna say they were okay finishing 30th, but they accepted it.
Right.
I mean, if you go back and watch the Atlanta race, when they take that final green flag, if you look from 1st to 25th, they're 33 wide. Like everybody's acting like a fool. It's like all common sense, logic, brain, everything goes out the window. It's like, oh my God, we have a shot to win. No, you don't. You're 36th.
I mean, all day, there were only like 3 incidences that collected a few cars.
Correct.
And I know there's like 8, 9 cautions or whatever, but like there were only a few incidences where people made mistakes that collected a few cars. But that final lap, it's like everyone's trying to cause a caution.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. And I think if they go to unlimited green, white checkers, it's going to get to the point where, oh, if I cause another caution in 15th, maybe I get up to 14th. You know, I think that's where the problem could come in, because you're going to have some
11 green, white checker.
You're going to have some idiots out there.
You're going to have like, Ricky, 3 laps down and 36.
If I cause a caution, I can gain a spot or 2.
Just every restart trying to wreck the whole field.
And at that point, I mean, if you intentionally start a wreck like that, maybe NASCAR does have to step in. Maybe they have to have a talking with you.
Yeah.
Or, maybe they shame you in public, the week before. Like
That's
the
bully.
Next week, you have to dress up like a lemon and sell lemonade or something stupid like that. Yeah. Maybe if you cause a wreck, you got to do 15 minutes of stand-up comedy during pre-race at the next race. Because we're going to talk about that, too. We're going to talk about the fan experience at Atlanta next.
Oh, the fan experience. Man.
Well, when we get done talking about the race.
Yeah.
We talked trucks. We talked Xfinity. I do want to talk about the CW because we didn't record last week.
Oh, good. I want to talk about broadcast anyway.
Yeah. Good. So go ahead. You take it from here.
All right. CW. Great. I love it. Very minimalist. You've got your drivers. How many laps are in the stage?
On the bottom.
We are not in 17 different graphics that only take up 60% of the screen with a big old, moving graphic behind the screen that takes up the majority of the screen. I'm not watching 17 different screens, watching every single driver in their foot cam. I love the CW. Their broadcast booth is so much better.
It
is.
Parker Kligerman is a breath of fresh air.
Oh my gosh!
At Daytona, when that guy got out and he's like, or was it Chris Wright? got out and they're like, "Why did you drive through pit road at 190 miles an hour while everybody else was going the pit road?"
Well, it's just miscommunication with my spotter.
And Parker's like, "Last time I checked, the spotter don't hit the brakes."
I mean, the booth is better, the production's better. It's all better. And now coming to this week, we're at Atlanta, we're at the track, we're in Club 1. They've got the TVs up there and they got their speakers. And whenever they go to commercial, they switch to like a live feed of the race and the radio broadcast. Every time it swapped to the radio broadcast, it was like jarring. It was like, oh, because you had good. Yeah, that's why it was so jarring. You go from the Fox broadcast and Mike over here, well, you've got Kyle's making a couple moves. He just gained 3 spots. It's he's having a really good day. He's never won here.
Clint's going, "Y'all see that bird up there?"
And then it goes to commercial, and it goes to the radio broadcast, and Kyle's going too wide. He's going past the 23. He's sliding up on the 23. Kyle's now up in 6th place, but here comes Blaney.
So back in the day, the broadcast booth would explain to you what's going on. You had DW up there he had some excitement. He acted like he was happy to be there.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about earlier. It's like,
do you want to be there?
When it switches to the radio, it's like, oh, people do think this is cool.
Yeah, the radio makes it sound cool. TV, if the stuff they're showing sucks, because like they're showing Joey Logano's feet at a drafting track where you pretty much pedal on the floor the whole time.
Yeah,
they're showing Joey's feet. It's like, this is stupid. His feet gonna grow hair or something? Like, quit showing them. And then you got the radio who's like, "This is so good. If you're not here, you're gonna want to get a ticket and be here next year because this is phenomenal." Then it cuts to TV and like, "Hello, my name is Kevin Harvick. These guys are running around the track in circles. Look, they're saving fuel. Look, they're not saving fuel. Clint, what do you think?" "I think these guys are driving in circles, Kevin." "Mike, what do you think?" "Chicken." Do we have pudding? Can I get some pudding, please?
Oh, man.
I love Mike. Mike Joy is the voice of my childhood with NASCAR. I just think he's past his expiration date. You can't drink the same gallon of milk for 100 years. It expires at some point.
He's got to retire. I mean,
please. Now you look like DW riding around there in last place using champion provisionals to make the race. I mean, it's embarrassing.
You gotta hang it up at some point.
But I don't know who needs to be in the booth. I don't know if you need to keep Clinton. I mean, I love Clint's excitement when he's excited.
Yeah,
but he hasn't been excited in a while. And then Kevin really just gives Clint crap the whole day.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to pick at Clint. It's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I really don't care for anybody in the Fox booth anymore.
Yeah, I mean, what really, like, you would think being at the track, the broadcast wouldn't be much of a topic, but just
you could hear it.
But hearing the transition from the Fox broadcast to the radio broadcast, it was like, oh my gosh, this is exciting.
And then I watched the replay of it when I got home to prepare for this show, and it just drove the nail in the coffin for Fox. Like, it's doing a disservice to NASCAR fans. Like, we tune in. There's not a normal average fan who can afford to go to every single race of the year, all 36 races. Yep. We have jobs. So unfortunately, we're stuck watching this crap on Fox. Like, now I know we got the in-car stuff from Max. And then at Daytona, they had the VR thing where you could watch the whole track.
That was pretty cool.
The only problem I had with that, though, is they kept changing cameras. You'd go from being able to see the whole track to just one tiny little corner. And then they'd move you somewhere in the back straight away. Like, you're in a Porta-John watching. Like, just put me in the blimp.
Yeah, keep me in one spot.
And then you have the TV broadcast up here, so you can look up and you can hear Mike or watch Mike talk to himself. Yeah, and then you can hear the other guys.
We just need to find a way to... We need to be able to sync up the...
radio with the TV?
Radio, yeah. That's what we need to be able to do. Because
maybe we just listen to the race and we watch in-car cameras.
Yeah.
Listen to the race on the radio and then watch in-car camera views for the rest of the race.
You know what? Let's give our viewers a special treat that they didn't get to see on the radio broadcast. A little story about the Atlanta race that they missed. Corey LaJoy in the pace car.
Oh, yeah. So unless you were at Atlanta, you didn't see this because I've found zero replays of this, but when Corey LaJoie got into the wreck, it was at the Cole Custer wreck, right?
Yes.
So Cole Custer's here, LaJoie's here, the pace car's in the infield. Well, the pace car's pulling out frontwards, and LaJoie, instead of driving around like
Put
he
it
should
in
have,
reverse, Terry.
he throws it in reverse and just slams it backwards. If I say he missed by inches,
Oh my God!
I mean it's
we were literally like 0.5 inches, 0.5 centimeters. Like it was that close.
I guarantee you the pace car driver had to change his drawers when he got back to that parking spot.
Because I don't know if you, but when the pace car realized LaJoie, he
Floored it.
He stomped on the gas.
And then LaJoie slams on brake. I mean, it was so close to being a great thing. I wanted so bad. Like I was like, LaJoie's about to hit the pace car. LaJoie's about to hit the pace car, and everybody's watching him, and he just slams on brakes. It was so close. I was like, oh man, he was almost Days of Thunder. Like, he's hit everything else. Why not hit the pace car? It's the only thing left in his career he's got left to hit.
It was crazy. It was like a surreal moment. It's like, is he back?
If you didn't go to Atlanta, I'm sorry, you missed. That was the best moment of the whole race.
It was.
That was my highlight of the whole weekend.
It was. Inches.
All right, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Their bathrooms, they still have the trough. Matter of fact, if you listen to last year's Atlanta podcast, you'll listen to us complain about the facility. They've not changed at all.
Not a thing.
But they do know their fans.
That's right. I mean,
they had sea lions.
They had sea lions, which, what race fan doesn't love sea lions?
I've never talked to a NASCAR fan, and before we get to talking about racing, they go, you know what, Brad? I like sea lions. And I'm like, you too?
Me too. Oh, my God.
I love sea lions. I don't even like racing anymore.
Dude, you know what else I love? Breakdancing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
If you asked, and now if you did a poll with every NASCAR driver in the world, the top two things they like better than NASCAR are sea lions and breakdancing, especially Canadian breakdancers.
Oh, yeah.
They brought in Brett Favre, a Hall of Fame quarterback, to judge these guys who look like they're having seizures doing some kind of crazy breakdance on a stage for pre-race. Like, let's not to mention in June we have Fleetwood Mac, who started their band in 1950.
I thought they were dead.
Yeah, me and Jamie were at the Coke 600 one time, and they wheeled 38 Special out in wheelchairs, and they hobbled on the stage to perform one song.
That's what Mr. France grew up with, though. I'm
sure. Jim France is like, Fleetwood Mac was my favorite, and I love breakdancing. This falls on Smith. This falls on Marcus Smith and his team. Like, I did my survey today, and I can assure you in my survey I pointed out breakdancing sucked. That was the most god-awful thing I've ever had to sit through and watch.
And they did 8 rounds of it, too.
I know. Before they even did the rounds and had Brett Favre pick the winner, they practiced.
Yeah, I was like, wait, we're doing more of this?
And to make it worse, the music over the sound system did not match their dance moves. They were like a 1 second.
Yeah, it wasn't synced up. Speaking of Club 1, Saturday, we were there 8-10 hours.
All day.
And
got one lunch.
Yeah, they served one meal.
Yeah, they'll get that fixed. I didn't complain. I brought my own food, but
he didn't. He brought sandwich and pancakes.
I was whipping pancakes out of my bag. Like, Jamie looked at me one time. He's like, dude, is that a pancake? I'm like, yeah. He just shook his head. He's like, this is the most redneck thing I've ever seen. I brought banana pancakes. Like, I got food allergies. What do you want me to say?
I love being in Club 1 and all. But it's just crazy to me that they only brought out one meal.
Well, didn't they bring out some kind of nachos at the end?
No.
Saturday, or was that Sunday?
I don't know. But, no, the only thing... So, all day Sunday, they had a salad bar, which I loved.
They had hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. But, I ate 6 salads on Sunday.
They were pretty good.
It was. But
I took turkey sandwiches.
On Saturday, they had salads. And then after, the first stage, they took them away. After the truck race, they took them away. And then replaced it with, these chips and, some anchovy dip or whatever.
Yeah, artichoke.
Anchovy.
That wouldn't surprise me. The same people who picked breakdancing as a NASCAR activity.
Well,
That's what I mean. Just, you could put a dude on a horse out there. Do like a mini rodeo in the infield.
Remember,
bring back Clayton County Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
Like amateur wrestling was phenomenal.
That was so good.
That was the most redneck, and we laughed at it. But it was fun.
Yeah. I mean,
it was that bad. It was fun.
This ain't SeaWorld.
I mean, we've had amateur wrestling. We had 2 dudes on pogo sticks. And now we have sea lions. Like, I didn't come. This ain't the zoo. I don't want to. I didn't come to see a zebra.
NASCAR, guys. Like we're not. Like I said, we ain't at the Georgia Aquarium.
You would have thought we were. They got sea lions, and it's like, would you rather kiss the dirt or kiss a sea lion? Like, this is where we're at.
Right?
This is the entertainment. Like,
this is what we're asking our fans?
We keep saying the fan experience at the races has died. Like, if you don't remember this.
It's an understatement.
Yeah, you don't remember the good old days. Like, back in the early 2000s, I say the good old days, when you were 15 years old and you'd walk out with 7 packs of cigarettes, 4 cans of dip. Like, those were the days, though. Like, it wasn't because of the cigarettes and the dip, but they had, I'm talking the whole front straightaway out front. It had every driver, all 43. I know it's hard to believe. We used to have 43 drivers. Even Buckshot Jones had a holler and sold crap, and people bought it. And you had the knockoff tents across the street. All that's gone. Now you got JGR trailer or HMS trailer, and then you got Chase and Larson. But everybody the other HMS drivers have to share a trailer with Dale Jr.
Yeah.
And then Dale Jr.'s got his own trailer on top of that.
I mean, no, I don't remember early 2000s, but even when I was little and would go to races, 8 years ago.
Talladega. They did it better.
Yeah, like 8 years ago, you still had a bunch of haulers. I mean, it was still, like, we still used to walk around and were entertained.
Yeah, you could spend a few hours outside the track. Then you go in the track and be entertained. Now you spend 20 minutes outside the track and you're like, well, I've walked around and I've looked at the guy selling Chevrolets. I've looked at the guy selling tractors. I've went over to the health insurance booth where they're trying to get me to, take a vaccine.
Saw the sea lions.
Then you go see the sea lions. And then you go in the track and you got break dancing to some horrible music that's not even lined up with the dancers. And then you bring Brett Favre out and a couple other NFL stars that I don't know. And they judge the break dancing competition. Then you bring out somebody nobody's ever heard of to sing. It wasn't the national anthem, because the guy who sang God Bless America on Saturday sang the national anthem on Sunday.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is NASCAR. We're paying $150 plus for tickets. Bring in a big name singer, like country music artists, like Chris Stapleton or Eric Church or Cole Swindell even. He was up in the club.
I know. Why couldn't he have performed?
He could have went out and done 3 songs, and that would have been way better than Funkalicious or whatever their name was. The breakdance crew or something like that. It was Funk, F-U-N-K, so I don't get censored here. But it was Funkalicious or...
Gosh, what happened to talking to drivers before the race?
Yeah, that would be even fine too. Interview the drivers on the start finish line. Anything is better than what we keep getting at Atlanta. This stuff is crap, and it can't just be Atlanta.
There's no way.
It's other tracks too. It has to be. I mean, we're just making fun of them, picking at them because they suck. But I mean, we say it jokingly, but I'm serious. Like, I'll keep going.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was doing the survey for Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's like, what's going to make you come back later in the year? Is it Funkalicious or is it the Sea Lions?
No, it's the racing.
It's the racing. Y'all have a phenomenal track. You have the best track on the circuit. If NASCAR could get out of their own way, they'd have the best sport.
Gosh, could you imagine, like, if they actually did something to the facilities for Atlanta? Honestly, Atlanta is becoming, or is at this point, I would say, our best race of the year.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a woman, obviously, and I don't identify as one either.
Thanks for letting us know.
So I've never been in the women's bathroom to use it, but I don't feel like the women go in the bathroom and there's just toilets on the wall and there's no dividers.
Maybe.
When you go to the men's bathroom, it's just a wide open trough. You just cuddle up next to your buddy and you just pee together. Like, hey, man, never met you. My name's Brad. Let's pee.
Maybe we'll ask Jamie to go check it out for us.
Oh, Jamie just complained. Oh, the women's bathroom?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever identified as a woman either. I'm pretty confident in that one. He'd probably go in there and look at it and get arrested or something, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if the women's bathrooms are as bad as the men's
We're
bathroom.
sorry.
I feel bad for the women.
We're sorry.
I feel bad taking my daughters.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when they were little, I'd send them in the family bathroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I could stand outside the door and I knew there wasn't some creeper in there identifying as a woman.
That's true.
So I felt safer.
Oh,
But
man.
that was also at Talladega, and they know how to treat their fans. Talladega
Yeah.
had the VIP kids experience
That
for
was so
free.
cool.
We didn't have to pay for it like in Atlanta. You just signed up and went. Like Talladega, Marcus, go hang out at Talladega. They know what they're doing over there.
Just
Brandon, whoever runs that show,
put some love back into your tracks, man.
put some money back into it. We know your pockets are stuffed.
Yeah, right.
Take that USAID money you got and put it back into your track.
I don't know. I just think Atlanta could be. It could be so good. It's a great race. Like let's.
It's the best.
Yeah, I mean.
But look, how many people were there? Would you say
Half.
50%?
Yeah, I was about to say half.
So February last year, I think was almost sold out.
It was
if it wasn't sold
packed.
out. Then we go back in September, I'd say 75% full.
Yeah.
Then we go back in February. Then we
like
go back this weekend, and
50.
it's 50% full.
I
maybe.
think in June there'll probably be more people because it was a good race. But
I would never go to Atlanta in the playoffs again because the drivers drive differently during the playoffs. I think the playoffs have actually ruined the final 10 races of the year unless it's a cutoff race. It'll be good. If it's not a cutoff race, they're going to just survive.
Yeah, because in September last year, that's all they were doing. They were running single file.
It was pretty boring, actually.
It was actually really boring. I was highly disappointed, actually.
But this was a pretty good race.
This was very entertaining.
What else?
I don't know. I think got Corey LaJoy, covered that.
Yeah, that was great.
That was awesome.
That was so good. I forgot to put that in my notes. I'm glad you remembered that because that was the highlight of the race. And this isn't a bash on LaJoy whatsoever. Well, kind of. I don't know why he didn't just go forward, but NASCAR should and they might make a rule now after you almost hit their brand new pace car out there.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it didn't make it on TV. Like, what were you dudes drinking? How'd you miss that? You doing shots during the commercials or something? Like, maybe that would improve it. I think the booth should have to do a shot if the booth had to do a shot every commercial, by the end of stage one, they'd be 33 shots in. Like Jeff Gluck's even complaining about the amount of commercials now. There's a problem.
Oh, man. It must be real bad.
Yeah, I don't really care about the commercials because it gives me a break from the booth, but whatever.
That's true.
All right, COTA. This weekend's COTA. It's at 3:30 p.m. What are you expecting? Who do you think's going to win?
SVG.
Is it going to be a good race or be your typical boring not short track,
road course? I think it'll be your typical boring road course. And I think, I don't know how.
You got SVG.
I've got this feeling that there might be some officiating issues.
Track limits, maybe?
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope.
Well,
I'm tired of leaving. I'm tired of leaving tracks.
Look, you remember the Roval last year?
Yeah.
There's, I think you had Byron and Bubba, cut that corner, that jump a little too closely, and they gave them penalties. They were doing that the entire race.
Oh, yeah.
There should have been at least 50 track limit penalties there, and they only called 6.
I agree. I hope we don't have any. Look, I just want one weekend. I think for every 2 crappy officiated weekends of the NFL, of NASCAR, I think we should get a break one weekend.
Wow. I mean, why COTA though? That's not going to be interesting.
I know, but you could still give me a break.
Oh, yeah.
They can throw localized cautions at COTA and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just not have any controversy this week, please. I would like to come on next week and say, you know what, that race sucked. It was boring. No controversies. What are we going to expect the next weekend? Where's next? Las Vegas, I think.
I don't know, but I mean, you've got SVG, you've got AJ Allmendinger.
So who's your pick to win? SVG?
I think SVG.
I'm going with Briscoe.
I think Briscoe, he could win it. Zillage could win it. Like I said, you got AJ now in the Cup Series.
You got a lot of good road course racers out there. Ross runs good there.
Yeah.
Dinosaurus runs good there, but I hope he don't win.
He also runs good at Atlanta, so. We're off to a great start.
I hope Suarez wrecks again at Coda.
Gosh.
You know, if Suarez wrecks more than Custer, I will be a happy person. Maybe they wreck each other each week.
You know what? I'm gonna make a prediction. Daniel Suarez wins Mexico City.
Oh, duh. That's a given. NASCAR will do there. That will be the most over officiated race. Try it again. We're Suarez. 15th. Okay. First 14 cars are too low.
Wait. Larson, get out your car. You're doing really good right now, but you're gonna have to swap places with Suarez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull in. Larson, penalty, speeding under caution, something.
All right.
Roughing the passer.
Yep. All right, Larson. Now you got to come in. Suarez, come here. Suarez, come here. All right. Now, Suarez, you get in the number 5.
I think he automatically gets the pole position, too, for Mexico City race.
You know, he's going to be – maybe we'll finally get to see what these cars are like with more horsepower because Suarez is going to have more horsepower in his car.
Oh, guarantee. Everything will be cheated up. NASCAR like, cheated? I don't see nothing. See nothing here. Don't see that rocket booster under the bottom. That nitrous oxide bottle in the back seat. No, that's a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
They painted it differently. Speaking of fire extinguishers, that was cool to see that fire extinguisher in Richard Petty's car.
Oh, yeah. Zip tied
legit,
down.
right here in the middle. I doubt it's zip tied when he was racing, but it's right there. If he catches on fire, he just, I'll get it, and then he'll drive it back.
Who needs a safety team, man?
Exactly. So that's all I got for this week. You got anything else?
No.
I think we made it through it. So we started with camera problems, and it looks like we're going to finish without any.
I think so.
So
we just crossed our fingers.
Hopefully the video's better this week. We used my cell phone, so thank you to Apple, iPhone 15 Max.
Can we get them to
sponsor?
Can we get them to sponsor?
I doubt it. Apple been up to some crazy games, but we're not going to get into that on the podcast this week. So
wrong podcast.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who listens, watches the show, and follows us each week. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you're following us on X, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, all those good places so you can stay up to date with what we got going on. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe to our Apple podcast. And while you're there, leave us a review like Brandon did because it helps other people find the show, and we would greatly appreciate it. If you leave us a review, we might read it on the show.
And if you have a Brandon, you can... I guess we'll take him.
You can leave us a Brandon, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish Brandon would come to Georgia. He would easily sit on this couch with us and chime in. I'm trying to talk him into it. I mean, he likes taking pictures of airplanes. That's what he does. So,
yeah.
Atlanta, we have a great airport. Dude, we'll put you up at the house. We'll put an air mattress up. You can stay the night if you need to. But come record with us one week, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, make sure you check out our presenting sponsor, Designed by Sydney. She will take care of all your graphic design needs, and y'all have a great week, and we will talk to you after Coda. Bye, everybody.